There is a virus stalking the world. It is spread from human to human, and it's growing very fast. But it's not biological. It's economic. Across the world, governments are trying to stop it. But with fortunes to be made, it may be impossible.
We knew it was illegal, but we did it anyway.
Now we see how the illicit trade in weapons, drugs, people, counterfeits, and dirty money is changing the world.
What drives illicit trade is greed.
It can undermine entire governments.
They can control votes, they can control the politics, they are power.
It can injure, maim, and even kill.
They may not be pulling a trigger, but they're killing people in another way.
It's called illicit, the dark trade. Pick a street corner in any major world city, and you may see something like this unfolding. A buyer looking for a bargain. A trader with goods to sell. A demand, a supply, and ultimately, a deal.
30 and I'll give you a hug.
What could be more innocent? But this seemingly harmless knockoff bag is emblematic of a dark trade that is growing at rocket speed. Some experts estimate that up to 10% of the world's trade is illicit, and with it comes a global crime wave.
When somebody buys a fake handbag, they're touching the tip of an iceberg.
For 10 years, Dr. Moises Naim, the editor of Foreign Policy magazine, has been investigating illicit trade.
They're touching the end of a very long chain of networks that in fact constitute a criminal enterprise of global nature.
It is the dark side of globalization. Though it takes place worldwide, China provides some of the best examples of how it works. As the Chinese economy booms, luxury goods companies have hired a small army of investigators to protect their brands. Ted Kavoras is a former New York City cop who is now a private investigator working out of Hong Kong. Armed with hidden cameras, he and his team are trying to document every step of the counterfeit operation.
There you go. Also leather?
How many bags does she sell a day? I could buy now more bags than she sells in one day.
She said sometimes.
If they're successful, they'll hand the evidence over to Chinese authorities.
Sometimes they just a dozen.
1,000.
Ted and his agent pose as tourists, the kind eager for a bargain and a certain thrill you don't get shopping at the mall. Ted doesn't have long to wait before he's picked up by hustlers, also known as touts, on the lookout for trade.
What kind like Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, yeah.
And the touts will be some people with some linguistic ability in English or European languages, bring in the clients, talk to them, get the best price they can, squeeze blood from a stone.
Louis Vuitton, do you like?
How much? The counterfeiters try to hook potential customers by showing them catalogs from which to select their dream bag. Buyers are looking for the perfect copy of the one they saw in Vogue for $20,000. Any make you want is on offer.
I haven't seen Hermes anywhere else, so...
China is an ideal place for counterfeiters. To the local officials, they are positive economic assets because they produce jobs, they create revenue, they pay taxes, and also they pay local officials dividends.
These dividends, or bribes, are an additional cost of doing business.
The profits are immense. I mean, better than dealing drugs and much safer.
The fakes are not kept in the open in case of a raid. Instead, the hustlers make contact with the nearby warehouse where the bootleg goods are stored. If they think it's safe, they'll bring the buyers. But in a business both lucrative and illegal, they take precautions.
Can I see your passport? No, you can't see my passport, but I give you my card.
Well, a lot of times